place where we've realized regardless of our race, we all are equal. So I think in the past, race definitely played a role, and if I had to be blunt, like, white people would have been seen above black people, but I think now it's this thing where black people really are just not being silent and not conforming to what has been in the past of South Africa, but really standing up for equality in the universe.
Some people, you know, they want to be better for themselves. You know, they want to feel more powerful, so then they'll use any excuse to try and make themselves be better, whether that's gender or race or whatever. They'll be like, I'm a man.
But I think it's definitely something that is being eliminated, which I am really happy about. I think definitely from my point of view, in the race perspective, it really has been changing, and we've realized, like, in previous years in the residence, that white people were much more dominant and their voice was definitely seen as more important, if I could say so, as a person of color's voice. So I would say that race is an issue, but it's definitely used to be about status, and but now I feel like it's really about students standing up for each other and students leading.
Howard University of the Free State is like this. Yeah, we can't reach it. It's too far. It's too far. It's too far for us. Howard University of the Free State is also still Afrikaner and still male, but it's still also black male as well. So there is a problem with power and the time for intersectionality of the struggles that we're going through.
I see the racism when it comes to the management. They only choose like white people to be the managers, and like last year there was a strike in the varsity. They only choose the white to come to work, and we stayed home without being paid. So that to us was like resistance, because they didn't take us as people who are still working. They didn't even give us anything, but they were like, it's only because that we stood for ourselves. We went to like CCMA and then asked those people to help us, so that to know what will happen afterwards, because we didn't know when will the strike end. But the white people were busy working, getting their salaries.
The question of blackness is that I understand I'm where I am today because of the historical development of this country. Hence, you still find unemployment among black people being the youth of this country. It's not because they were born today and they're unemployed today. It's because of how our country has always been developing. And then that is why, even up to this day, they're not able to access the power that they want.
Money. And if you can't pay, then you can't exist. For you to get anything, to get access to anything, you have to be financially capable of accessing that particular thing. And I think that has been the biggest challenge that I personally have faced in terms of finding expression within the institution and in terms of growing, not only as an academic but as an individual. So finances that are distributed on a racial basis, I think would be the biggest barrier.
Power does not recognize the LGBTI community, unfortunately, and that is what we're saying should be a struggle. Power does also not recognize that you're black and you're poor and that the only thing that you want to do is studying. Power does also not recognize that the power does not come from what it thinks it is, and the power is supposed to
So for me, the 22nd of February was one of the most traumatic experiences I think I've experienced, not only in my life as a young person, but in my student activism, because I think for me it was a reassertion of the dominance, of the white dominance, and specifically the Afrikaner dominance. That is the modus operandi in the business of the day. It was just one of those incidents where they were reasserting their dominance and their superiority in this campus. And really nothing happened to them. Instead, student activists were the ones who faced victimization, suspensions and expulsions. Reflection of how favoring the institution is to white views, to white expression and so on and so forth. So basically it showed us that there is no place for us as black students at the University of the Free State, and that we still need to fight to exist.